Hi, good morning. Here I would like to describe myself, in software terms. If you see, it's a very simple program which I've written in Java, and here is I describe myself. I've written a small program where there is a main method, and it describes my name, it tells about my experience, my IT experience, my email, my areas of interest. Might look a bit weird as to how I'm explaining, but this is just my passion to explain myself. So myself, Nitin Gakhar, and I have overall 8 years of experience with 4+ years of IT experience. You can contact me through my email, which is mentioned in the program also, nitingakhar@yahoo.com. And my areas of interest lies in entirely into Java. I'm a Java professional, though I've not done any certification, but it has been a cup of coffee for me, I would say. So my areas of interest lies in Java, J2E, and design patterns. So we'll move on, and here are the course contents which we'll be going through in the due course of time. We'll cover certain things like we'll give you an introductory session on software industry. What is software industry all about? What is the difference between softwares and applications? What is there in software industry as a career for you? I know these all questions come in the mind of a young professional. Even these questions came in my mind initially during the start of my career. But with the due course of time, I've learned all this, and I would express in this introductory session. We'll also cover some basic concepts, basic programming concepts using Java, and some logical things through which you can write simple programs in Java. We'll also talk about core Java. Core Java is my area of interest. I really love it. Core Java will talk about various topics, OOPs, concepts using core Java. We'll talk about exception handling. We'll talk about collections, threads. We'll also go to the advanced Java concepts, wherein I will, rather than focusing on the theoretical part, will rather do a small demo application wherein you will learn the concepts of JSP, servlets, and beans. So what we are going to do is doing a reverse engineering thing, wherein we'll do the practical thing first, and then you will learn the theoretical part. The most important part of this course is the IT industry specific courses or the advanced topics. And here is the list of these topics. One is, these are all the buzzwords which you can hear in the IT industry now. One of the main course would be AJAX. We'll list down all the details. We'll give you the overview as we go ahead. We'll talk about service-oriented architecture. We'll also talk about ORM, which is object relational mapping. The fourth point is coding horror or error. That's the most important topic I would discuss, which is we'll talk about the common mistakes which a software developer or a software professional do, and how to avoid those errors into a horror. Okay, I have faced such horrifying experiences, which will guide you through the course of the project. We'll also talk about the different tools. Especially, as a Java professional, you should know tools like Eclipse. We'll also talk about some build tools, Maven. We'll also talk about web services tool, SOAP UI. So there are a couple of tools. We'll let you know how to use them. Debugging. That's again a very, very important area of software development. I personally spent a lot of time in debugging rather than just coding. So debugging would be very important, and we'll go through some sessions on debugging as to how to do debugging using Eclipse. We'll also talk about unit testing. I'll give you a brief overview of all these topics. And the foremost and the very important part would be to develop a go live project. I'm talking about go live. Go live is nothing but think of the project going to a customer at his production site. So we'll give you a flavor of all the SDLC principles and what are the software methodologies which you can use while making this project. It would be a dummy project, but it will give you a flavor of full industry level essentials which are required to create this project. Now, to give you overview of these, the first point would be around Ajax. Ajax is, technically speaking, it's nothing but asynchronous JavaScript and XML. You would have heard a lot about this. Ajax is nothing but updating certain parts of the web page while and there's no need to reload the whole page, the web page from the web server. Using Ajax you can create fast and dynamic web pages. Now, one of the greatest examples of Ajax is your Gmail. I think Gmail is the most widely used email these days. I'll give you just a very small gist of where Ajax is being used in Gmail. If I log in to my account, you'll notice when I compose my email, certain parts of it get refreshed on its own. Now I'll give you a very basic example as to where this Ajax part is used in Gmail. Now once I compose an email, you'll see that there is one message first of all which is coming here as loading, and you see that there's some portion which has refreshed on its own. What I'm doing is writing some stuff to my manager here. If you see, there is a message which automatically popped up here, draft autosave. This is nothing but it's Ajax. So there is a wide variety of applications which are using Ajax these days. So going ahead, if you see, there are other examples. If you talk about different applications like Google Maps, YouTube, Facebook apps, all these applications use Ajax. Now here is a brief overview about the architecture of Ajax. What I have done is a brief comparison between a web application, that is the classic model, and the Ajax based model. Now if you see these arrows, you would be able to understand that what a user is doing here is he is making if I open a website, say www.xyz.com, what it is doing is it is sending a HTTP request to the web server. Web server does all the processing, whether it's talking to a database or performs any business logic. In return, it is giving the response. The response is that the web server is reloading the whole page from its memory and sending